inevitable. And I am Iron Man.
Welcome to Mr. Screen. Anyone who has been following the Avengers since the beginning is already accustomed to many plot twists, but now it's time for Doomsday, and the only one capable of doing it is Doom. Actually better in this new version, Tony Stark Doom or Dr. Doom Stark. You choose the name. Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. The rebirth of shadows. Darkness stretched over the New York skyline. The city, still recovering from the battle with Thanos, seemed calm, but something sinister was beginning to move in the shadows. After Tony Stark's sacrifice, the universe enjoyed an uncertain peace. The billionaire genius who had given his life to defeat the Mad Titan and restore order was now a legend, an icon for all humanity. However, in a hidden dimension of reality, forces that no hero could foresee were working to bring Stark back. But not as the hero everyone knew. Victor Von Doom, the tyrannical ruler of Latveria and master of the arcane arts, watched the flow of time and reality closely. He knew that Stark's sacrifice had left a gap in the cosmos, an imbalance he could exploit. Doom didn't just want power, he wanted absolute supremacy, and for that he needed more than his own genius. He needed Tony Stark's mind and body. With an arcane ritual and the manipulation of technological forces that only Doom could understand, he achieved the impossible. Tony Stark was brought back to life, but he was not the same man who had once saved the universe. He was possessed by something far more evil. Doom had transferred his very essence into Stark, merging with him. Now they were one. Doom Stark had been born, a fusion of two of the most intelligent and dangerous men on the planet, but with one purpose: destruction. The return of the Avengers. Meanwhile, the new Avengers, led by Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, continued to protect the world after Thanos' fall. The team, made up of heroes such as Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, faced new global threats. But nothing could prepare them for what was to come. On a seemingly ordinary morning, an emergency signal began to sound in Avengers Tower. Sam Wilson was the first to respond, verifying the alert. "Captain, you're going to want to see this," Bucky said, watching the monitor screens. What they saw was something they didn't want to believe. Tony Stark had been spotted in Latveria, the country ruled by Doom, but something was terribly wrong. His movements were cold, calculated, and his eyes, they weren't the eyes of the hero they knew. "This can't be real." "Tony's dead," Sam said, trying to rationalize what he saw. Wanda, with her mystical powers, sensed something disturbing in Stark's presence. "It's not just Tony. Something's wrong. I scent darkness." The Avengers immediately prepared to investigate. If there was any chance that Tony Stark was alive, they needed to find out what was happening. But none of them were prepared for the true terror that awaited them. Doom Stark reveals himself. When the Avengers arrived in Latveria, the silence was eerie. The streets were deserted, and Doom's fortress was shrouded in an aura of mystery and power. As they entered the castle, they were greeted by a familiar yet completely unfamiliar figure. "Tony," Sam Wilson called out hopefully. But the answer that came was cold and devoid of any humanity. Tony Stark is no more. Only Doom Stark remains. He appeared before them, a mix of his iconic Iron Man armor and Doom's arcane elements. A dark glow radiated from his eyes, and his presence was overwhelming. Doom had achieved what he had always wanted: the limitless power of Stark's mind and his own magic, combined into a force that not even the Avengers could match. "You were fools to think you could rule this world without me. Now you will see the true apocalypse," Doom Stark declared, his voice ringing with an authority that made even the most powerful Avengers hesitate. Before they could react, Doom Stark struck. In one swift, devastating move, he unleashed a blast of energy that struck straight at Sam and Bucky, knocking them back with brutal force. Carol Danvers attempted to retaliate with all her cosmic might, but Doom Stark blocked her attack with ease, channeling his own energy and knocking it away. The battle was short and brutal. Despite all their efforts, the Avengers were defeated one by one. Sam fell to his knees, trying to get up, but before he could react, Doom Stark lifted him by the neck. "You are not worthy to carry this shield," he said, throwing Sam to the ground with contempt. With the Avengers defeated, Doom Stark rose as the new global threat. He had only shown a fraction of his power, and now nothing seemed capable of stopping him. The beginning of Doomsday. Doom Stark began his campaign for world domination. Using the vast network of technology Stark had created, combined with Doom's magic, he began to transform the planet in his image. Each city fell under his rule, one by one. Doom Stark used drones and weapons of mass destruction to control the population, while his mystical powers protected him from any resistance. Meanwhile, Sam Wilson, Bucky, and the other surviving Avengers tried to regroup. They knew they were facing an enemy unlike any before. Tony Stark had been the heart of the team, the man with the solutions, and now he was Doom's most lethal weapon. Sam, still feeling the weight of his shield, wondered if he was ready for this fight. How can we defeat the man who has always had the answer to everything? He wondered aloud. Wanda, though wounded, offered a grim answer. We have to destroy him. There is no other way. Tony is gone. All that's left is Doom. Reluctantly, Sam knew she was right. If there was any chance of saving the world, they would have to end Doom Stark, no matter the cost. The resistance and the revelation as Doom Stark prepared to deliver the final blow. The Avengers discovered a crucial clue. Using Tony's old files, they discovered that there was a backup program built into Stark's armor, a safeguard Tony had created in case his technology became corrupted. This could be the key to defeating Doom. Sam, Wanda, Bucky, and the others hatched a desperate plan. They knew they didn't have the power to face Doom Stark directly, but if they could activate the safeguard, they could disable his systems and weaken Doom enough to destroy him. The final battle was about to begin. They knew this might be their last mission, but they were prepared to risk everything. The desperate plan, the Avengers knew they didn't have much time. Doom Stark was expanding his control over the world at an alarming rate. Entire cities were falling under his rule, and the already weakened resistance was crumbling. Sam Wilson, Captain America's shield in hand, gathered the team together to discuss their plan. "We have to find the hidden base where Tony kept his latest secret project," Sam said, taking a deep breath. "If we can activate the safeguard, we might have a chance to take Doom Stark down from the inside. If Stark designed this, then it's flawed, even with Doom in control," Bucky replied, agreeing with the strategy. "But the question is, where can we find it?" Wanda Maximoff closed her eyes, feeling Tony's residual energy. Using her mystical powers, she tried to connect to the old Stark, to the memory of him that still resided in the frequencies of the technology he had created. "I can sense something in the old Avengers Tower," she murmured. "There's an energy there hidden. If we can get there, maybe we'll find what we need." The group agreed, and despite their wounds from the last battle, they set off for New York, where the Avengers Tower, now in ruins, hid what could be humanity's last hope. Doom's trap. What the Avengers didn't know was that Doom Stark was one step ahead. As they made their way to Avengers Tower, Doom Stark watched over them through his advanced surveillance networks. He had anticipated that they would try Stark's latest trick, and instead of blocking their access, he lured them right into his trap. Inside the tower, the surroundings seemed desolate, but familiar. Sam led the way, followed closely by Bucky and Wanda. The once vibrant hallways were now dusty and empty, but the tension was palpable. "Something doesn't feel right," Sam said, stopping in his tracks. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the building. "Do you really think you can stop me? Do you think you can use Tony Stark's creations against me?" The voice of Doom Stark, a fusion of Doom and Tony, rang out cold and cruel. "I am more than just Stark or Doom. I am something far beyond your understanding." Before they could react, the walls around them lit up with holograms and technological traps. Invisible drones appeared from the ceiling, firing energy beams. Sam raised his shield, blocking the attacks, while Wanda conjured a magical barrier to protect the group. "The trap has been sprung," Bucky shouted, running for cover. Wanda used her powers to destroy some of the drones, but there were too many. They were surrounded and with no way out. Doom Stark appeared on the screens around him, watching them with a superior gaze. "You were fools to think you could fool me," he sneered, as the Avengers were pushed deeper and deeper into the tower. "But since you've come this far, let's see how far you can get." The safeguard revealed. Amidst the chaos of the battle inside the tower, Sam managed to reach the control center. It was there that Tony had stored his last secret. Bucky and Wanda were struggling to keep the drones at bay, but Doom Stark was increasing the intensity of the attacks. It seemed impossible to get out of this situation alive. Sam, sweat dripping down his face, began to fiddle with the consoles. "Come on, Stark. Let this work," he muttered as he tried to access the system. Suddenly, a soft light shone on the screen. Tony Stark's image appeared for a brief moment, like a pre-recorded hologram. It was a final message from Stark. "If you're seeing this, then things have gone terribly wrong," Tony's hologram said. "Doom has taken control, but I saw this coming. There's a flaw in the armor he's wearing, one that can only be activated from within. If you can disable the arcane energy source Doom used to merge with me, you might have a chance to free me, or at least finish him off." Sam breathed a sigh of relief, but reality soon set in again. They still needed to find the energy core that powered Doom Stark. And to do that, they would have to face the enemy head-on. "We have a chance," Sam said, looking at the others. "But we have to act now." The final battle. With Tony's information, the Avengers set out to confront Doom Stark in his fortress. It was their last stand: defeat Doom or watch the world be transformed into a hell ruled by their new supremacy. When they arrived at the fortress, Doom Stark was already waiting for them, atop an imposing platform, with an army of drones surrounding him. "Do you really think you can stop me with such a pathetic trick?" Doom Stark said, his voice thick with arrogance. The battle began, and it soon became clear that Doom Stark was on another level. Each of the Avengers gave their best, but none could penetrate his defense. Sam tried to use his shield to destabilize Doom, while Wanda attacked with magic, but Doom blocked every blow with a wave of his hand. "You are nothing without Stark," he declared, launching a wave of energy that threw everyone back. But at the last second, Bucky managed to activate the device Sam had found. A pulse of energy spread through the fortress, and for a brief moment, Doom Stark found himself weakened. The arcane runes he had used to merge with Tony began to waver. "No!" Sam shouted, rushing toward Doom. With a precise strike, he struck the energy core in Doom Stark's chest, and for an instant, the fusion between Doom and Stark began to crumble. Doom's essence fought to maintain control, but Tony Stark, even in the depths of his own mind, resisted. Doom Stark fell to his knees, screaming in fury, "You cannot defeat me." But with a final effort, Wanda channeled her magic to destroy the arcane connections that powered Doom. The fusion between Doom and Tony finally broke, and Doom was separated from Stark, his body destroyed by the energy released. Tony, now freed, collapsed to the ground, exhausted and powerless. He looked up at the Avengers, his former allies. "I'm sorry," he muttered, before losing consciousness. The unknown of the multiverse. With Doom defeated and Tony Stark rescued, the world began to recover. The Avengers, led by Sam Wilson, finally managed to avoid the global catastrophe that Doom Stark had planned. But Tony, the moment he regains consciousness, hears a voice again in his mind. "We are one. We are Doom." That's our story for today. What do you believe about it? Will Doom Stark bring the end of the entire multiverse? Don't forget to leave a comment with your opinion, click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I'm Mr. Screen and see you soon. Bye.